Hey guys, Lily here. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about what work logs are, how we use them, why we use them, and sort of the overall purpose of a work log. So there's two reasons why we use work logs. Well, first let's talk about what they are. Work logs are a time and task management tool for students to use, as well as faculty and lab manager. Lab managers and faculty members can use student work logs to see where students are spending their hours, where they want students to spend less hours, and where they want students to spend more hours. And it's also beneficial for the students to use as a time and task management tool, but to also be able to quantify and give each task that they do a valid number. And the perk of this is that it can really give students an actual number for them to put on their resume. So a student can say, worked at the DICE lab and spend 500 hours verifying transcripts, which we hope never happens. And so we like to implement this for students. It's a really helpful tool. So right now I'm in the beginning and end of quarter checklist and new RA hire. In my previous video, we looked at RA interest forms. We looked at that tutorial, which kind of talked about where those interest forms are located, which correct net ID to use in order to log into Qualtrics, and how to sort of extract data from here, and how to gather information on students' reasons for seeking interest, as well as their resumes. And that really allows the lab manager to compile an accurate list and review of each student's application for them to work or volunteer at DICE. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to open up Safari. And I'm in the DICE Lab Gmail account. We're going to go into Drive, open up the administrative folder, and here there are two things that live in the admin folder. We will have a video on lab meeting agenda folders, but for today we're going to open up the work log. And already you can see that each student has their own independent work log. Jason here has two because we are still currently in summer, and Jason is working very hard on verification for us. So he has his summer work log, but I already created a fall one for him. We are going to work today, we'll open up the template in just a little, but we're going to work in Chrissy's work log for the sake of this video. So right away, the first thing to notice is all of these tabs at the bottom. These tabs represent the date, represents lab meeting day of every week in the fall quarter. So the first week of school is on the first day of school is on September 24th. And for DICE, lab meetings are held on Wednesdays, which is why over here we have September 25th, which is a Wednesday. And then the following Wednesday, which is October 2nd, and then the 3rd, 4th, 5th, so on and so forth. And right away you can see as I'm clicking through these, all of these sheets are the same, except for this one. There we go. All of these sheets, oh, and this one. There we go. They are all the same. If we look at the first sheet, we have the RA name, the week, which is representative of the tab here at the bottom. And in column A, we have tasks, completed hours, and comments. So in this task section, this is where students will enter every task that they work on every week. So let's say for week 1, Chrissy did verification for 1 hour and data entry for 5 hours. And then the following week, she will also put down her tasks and how many hours she spent on each. But let's say this happened. Generally when students put zeros, it's because they are sick or something happened, right? In the third week, Chrissy will come in. She'll be coming in hot week 3. She's going to be like, I'm feeling so much better. that will never happen, but just for the sake of this video. And so right away, as you notice, as I'm entering these numbers, our total here is being summed up, right? So 5 plus 1 plus 2 is 8. Zeros equals 0. And all of these guys equals 24. And Chrissy will continue doing this for every week until she gets to fall total. The fall total tab has the name at the top, the term, which is fall 2019, and here we can see a comparison of each and every week and the total hours that they spent. So one thing I want you to pay attention to is this formula right here. This formula says, in quotation marks, 09.25.19, give me data on B16. These quotation marks mean tab. It's saying pull data from this tab and I want data on this cell. If I change this to 09.26, it's going to give me an error because we have no tabs that demonstrate September 26. So it's really important that these formulas match exactly the name of the tab match each name of every tab. And so right away, if we look at B16, we've got 8, 0, 24. And those are the numbers we see here. And at the end, we can see how many hours Chrissy spent at Dice Lab at the end of her quarter. Now, if we go back, let's say you want to create a new work log for a new student. All you got to do is make a copy. We're going to rename this to, we'll just put my name for now. We'll open me up. And of course, these will all be blank. And I like to keep the Dice Lab meeting for 2 hours for students. It's just, we generally know that they're going to be in lab meeting. Unless a student specifies that they won't be able to make lab meeting, then I'll do it. I'll just do it for students just to make it easy, but I'll turn this into a 0 and I'll say cannot attend lab meeting for fall. And this will be repeated for every single tab. And so then we'll just change the name to Lily and just do a copy paste game. Da 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 da, so on and so forth for every single tab as well as the final tab. And that's it. That's how you create a duplicate. Once you get the first one going, creating the other ones won't be difficult. And the template can be used for that. The template isn't much different. But it's just sort of like a dummy. There's no name or anything like that. This template is the template for fall of 2019, but when winter 2019 comes around, you will know the lab meeting date, and so you can just start populating. And if you go into Northwestern's academic calendar, you can see when finals week will be held, and you can sort of stop the work log based on that last day, that last week of school. We generally don't hold lab meetings at during finals week, but I just like to include it just to be on the safe side in case that we do. At the end, when students are completely done filling in their work log, so if we open up this document here again, you'll see that during finals week, I like to send an announcement email looking ahead to current lab members, and that email includes sort of an official lab meeting day and time for the upcoming quarter. And I also encourage folks to finalize their work logs for the quarter. So really that finals week is pushing students to say, hey, if you haven't finished up your work logs, go ahead and do that. And the reason why I encourage is because after finals week at Northwestern, there's generally a break. So whether it be Thanksgiving or winter break or spring break, during this break, the lab manager, this is really great time to take care of administrative stuff like this. And so one of the tasks on here is to download work logs from previous quarter and save them into Box. So you'll come here and we will, let's just download this one for now. We will download, boop, and there it goes. And we'll come into Dice, we'll go to Administrative, Work Logs, and I will simply put in Lily's Fall 2019 work log right over here. And with that, I can then delete it from Google. And when I remove it, it will take it to trash, and I will delete forever. There's no need to keep duplicates of everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. The next video we'll talk about the lab meeting agenda folder, so stay tuned for that. Thank you.